AnnieCannons is a program that transforms survivors of human trafficking and gender-based violence into software engineers and entrepreneurs. We do this by creating a space where those survivors can safely, comfortably, and effectively learn, work, and invent. So today I'm going to tell you what we've built, what that model has accomplished so far, and why it shows us that survivor-ideated solutions are the key to finally building a world without abuse. At AnnieCannons, we know that people of all backgrounds, beliefs, and genders, including people with the harshest life experiences, can make significant contributions to society when they're given a real chance. We set out to create an organization that gives that space and support where survivors can show their potential. Remarkable, brilliant, and imaginative persevering survivors have kept us growing ever since. And just this past weekend, the latest group of our graduates even put on an entire demo day of anti-abuse, anti-trafficking technologies they invented. So I can definitively say that even a small group of survivors can effectively combat the root causes of human trafficking and abuse when and if they are equipped with knowledge, economic power, resources, and network connections, as well as a space where they can actually access the privileges necessary for entrepreneurship. And there are millions more who have solutions to offer. Academic research consistently demonstrates that across any large enough human population, talent is actually equally distributed. That is, about 2% of any big enough group of humans, you'll have an IQ above 130. This means that every single year, somewhere between 420,000 and 970,000 human beings just with IQs over 130 are living in slavery, usually because they just lacked any better economic option. And this provides a sort of beacon of hope for what otherwise seems like an insurmountable problem. See, the global market for software engineering services is 10 times the size of the global market in human trafficking. But before AnnieCannons, there was no practical way for survivors who lacked privilege to have an opportunity to access it. So we created a space, a set of principles, a community, and a set of physical circumstances where survivors can be included in these opportunities so that the vulnerabilities that drive trafficking simply disappear for them. And at this point, a lot of people ask us, wait, economic opportunity, sure, I get that, but can't you pick something like a little bit easier than software programming? Well, actually, the rate of potential programming talent is higher among exited survivors than it is in the general population. Why? Studies consistently show that the two best predictors of a successful software engineer are problem-solving ability and grit. And as it happens, you need a large amount of problem-solving ability and grit to survive and exit human trafficking, earning to learn more skills in a new workplace that's optimized for their needs. We reinvest the success as they generate value in that workplace for the entire group to rise together and to bring in more people. We've worked to create a space without the barriers that normally keep survivors from obtaining economic power and inventing solutions in the outside world. In fact, it's these very same barriers that cause someone to be trafficked in the first place that usually prevent their economic, physical, and mental recovery. But economic recovery will lead to physical and mental recovery. So in such a space, what do survivors invent? Well, they range from collective projects like EasyTRO. EasyTRO is a native mobile application you can download in the App Store right now. And it allows a survivor to quickly understand and complete the restraining order application form that's automatically populated with their answers to simple questions and sent to them via email, so they can print it and just take it to the courthouse. On the other end of the spectrum, they care about politics too. On the right-hand side, your left-hand side of the screen, is a project called Decision S, which is a tool to remove the influence of money from American politics by matching voters with candidates who support the same ideals and principles they do without reference to political party or any kind of ability to pay. We're also working on a massive platform project called Refer All that's meant to take the re-traumatization out of the process of seeking services by providing a secure, survivor-centered, recoverable app that the survivor can use to opt into capacity assessments for service providers so they don't make 50 phone calls in a day retelling their traumatizing story. This is in addition to many individual inventions that have come out of our recent classes. For example, Mom to Mom is a text-based service for mothers who have no resources and no role models to receive free advice about how they can, for free, help their kids develop healthy and happy to avoid future generations of exploitation. Finding Emo is a mobile application that survivors and their friends can use to screen relationships for emotional abuse characteristics before that abuse becomes physical. QQ is a new methodology for applying machine learning to text analysis that removes the bias from that text analysis by applying a psychosocial and hermeneutic lens to that machine learning. Brownbow is a platform where young girls of color can play with imaginative heroes that look like them and see themselves in magic, building confidence and positive affirming self-imagery. And I Leave is a tool that provides culturally and circumstantially relevant survivor stories about how others, just like that survivor, left, giving them guidance that's relatable for how they too can leave. And the thing is, it took less than a dozen graduates to come up with every single one of those. Thank you.